and welcome back to another video. Now, these lefty politicians say illegal immigrants will be the ones who are going to repopulate Italy, they can be the new working force, and they'll be the ones who are paying the pensions. Well, the reality of this type of social engineering project is not doing too well. Let's kick off with Italy. There was a video of some African geezer taking the piss out of the Italians. We eat and live here for free in Italy, and we even score with your women. They're the ones which you will find in front of the bars from morning to night, in groups drinking, or in the park with alcoholic beverages drinking between themselves. And obviously they're not used to handling a certain quantity of alcohol in their heads. It goes to their heads and it outbreaks violence. Then we hear violence of these people towards the natives of local natives, you should call them, where these so-called illegals dwell. Violence and gangs as well, organised gangs, and even baby gangs as well. I have noticed this in where I live at Pontedera, mainly North African, absolutely rude, have no moral values, nothing. But they are the second generation of immigrants which came legally here. And that's another story which they never integrated properly. And this has been a problem in France, Italy and Germany so far. And even Sweden as well. Glasgow the other night, there was public disorder, riots, social tension, because there was too many of these so-called illegals which had to degrade the area, to create ghettos. Obviously crime rates go up. It's mainly administrated by lefty council, and so far on them has been spent £4.5 billion to keep these people here, keep. They're not useful for anything. They're doing work. They live off the welfare system, and that causes trouble. And obviously, you've been hearing about a lot of grooming gangs. They groom even kids going to school. These so-called dinky divers, in Italian they call them risorse. The people who should pay the pension, and those who should replace those at work in the working world, employment world. But really, most of them, they live off the welfare state. They go around in fancy motors, drink, behave like if they were some type of gangster rap, basically the way they dress and stuff like that. There is no so-called positive impact to the community. It just only creates a social tension, and afterwards these people freely go around. Plus you've got a two-tier justice system with coppers to add on. It goes to show this so-called silent invasion is a walking time bomb. And probably politicians are beginning to realise here something could happen pretty nasty in that particular country or nation where these people go to. And obviously European Union's woken up, and now what they want to do, we're going to send these people home in those list of nations which are considered safety. You can't say considered safety, because where they come from mainly there is no war. Mainly North African countries. Refugees are very little genuine, I should say. You should say 95% are just illegals. Probably 5% could be legit for claiming status of refugees. That's another thing which they have to sort out. How they can demonstrate They've been persecuted on the fairy tales which they tell to those public officials in that country, and you've got to believe it. The fact is, these people, when they come over, they throw their documents overboard. It's all well organised. They know where to go, what to say, what to do, and what to claim. It's a business, trafficking these people over, especially in Europe, in a very, very busy part of the English Channel. I think politicians have to be sensible and wake up. Instead of looking for scapegoats, far right, white supremacists and stuff, no. It's time you assume your responsibility as a politician. Who bloody voted you in? You have to be accountable towards them as well. And start thinking, this thing is getting out of order. Because one day this could bring down the whole house of cards.